What's up, everybody? I am Legend, and in today's episode of Super September, I'm going to be giving you 10 singing tips for beginner vocalists and any vocalist really, how you can improve your vocals, the things that you should be doing when you're trying to sing or learn how to sing. Coming right up, let's go. All right, guys, so welcome to the third day of Super September. You guys know I'm uploading every single day. I still haven't decided on the weekends yet. We'll find out. But anyway, today's video is going to be another vocal video. I want to talk about something that you guys have been asking me for, which are basically kind of like singing tips for beginners, for singers, period. I'm going to give 10 different pieces of advice that I personally came up with that I think a lot of people would find beneficial. That some of them are pretty obvious, and then some of them are things that I don't think enough people kind of mention. Hopefully they'll help you out. So let's dive right into number one. You guys already know this was coming. Stop trying to do everything. Stop trying to sing like everybody. Stop trying to pretend like you are capable of conquering the world and singing like everybody on earth. Once you get this realization, you find your sweet spot. Figure out what your vocal types are. I have videos, if I can remember, I'll link them in this video here or down below. If you can find your sweet spot, what your voice is capable of doing, what your strong suit is, whether you're a low bass voice, a high soprano voice, whether you're a softer singer, a powerful singer, somebody who stacks their harmonies, all these different kinds of things come into play. Once you find that sweet spot and you stop trying to conquer the whole world and be a jack of all trades, I guarantee you your skill level is going to go through the roof, because the people that find what they're good at and they specialize in it and they turn it into something great, those are the ones that really succeed and excel in their singing. So stick to not one style, but stick to your style. Stick to whatever is fitting for you, and just stop trying to sing like everybody in front of you. Don't pretend like you can do everything, because you can't. Number two, one of the most important things that I think not a lot of people talk about when it comes to singing and improving your vocals is your health. Most particularly, I'm going to be talking about your diet and your rest. These are two of the most important things that contribute directly to the health of your vocal cords. You want to stay hydrated, healthy in terms of your weight, because weight can also affect how you're able to sing. I know it affects mine. When I'm heavier, when I have more weight on, generally I sing a little bit worse than I do when I'm lighter. And that's not to say that people who are weigh a little bit more than the rest of us or are naturally bigger can't sing. That's not true, because obviously we have people like Lizzo and Ruben Studdard and like all these other people that are great singers. The fact of the matter is, not everybody has what they have. Not everybody can benefit from these things. And so weight, if it's an unhealthy weight, can directly contribute to how you're able to carry your vocal cords. If you're outside of your natural weight, which when I'm outside of my natural weight, which is usually around 170, 160, I tend to have worse breathing. I tend to have, worse control over my vocal cords. It's lazy. It just sounds not the greatest. So you want to keep yourself healthy for whatever that is for you. I'm not going to tell you you have to weigh this amount. I'm not going to tell you anything like that. You know your body more than I know you. Just know that this does play a factor. Your diet plays a factor. You want to cut down on the dairies, because these are going to be things that produce more mucus inside of your vocal cords, inside of your body, your lungs. And when you have more mucus, it's going to be all that junk that you need to clear out of your throat before you even start to sing. I know people that when they drink milk and they eat cheese, I eat a whole lot of cheese. It's so bad. You find yourself constantly trying to clear out that gunk that's in your lungs, and then it affects your capacity to sing in so many different ways. So I'm not saying you should not have dairy at all. I'm not saying telling you what to eat and all that stuff. This is not the channel for that kind of stuff, but I am telling you that stuff does directly affect how you're able to sing. So if you overconsume it, if you have a very bad diet, if all you're eating is junk food, this is going to negatively affect your voice. So being healthy, eating the right foods, staying hydrated. One of my secret weapons that I was told by B. Slade is to drink Pedialyte. So this is what Pedialyte is. It's got a lot of electrolytes, and this is basically what is helping you to replenish the electrolytes in your body, which keeps you hydrated. So anything that keeps you hydrated, like Pedialyte, or I like to drink Vita Coco. This is something that I usually like to drink, but I like to drink the flavored ones. So Vita Coco, pure coconut water, because if you don't know, coconut water is very high in electrolytes, very high in being able to hydrate you. This is going to be good as well. All these different things do play a part in you maintaining your voice and having a better capacity to sing. And then of course you want to get rest. If you do not rest, if you're getting 30 minutes of sleep and you're trying to wake up and sing in a 10-hour show, 10 hours, that's a long time, a 3-hour show, it's not going to happen, because your voice, like every other part of your body, it needs rest. Your vocal cords are a muscle. Yes, you can't strengthen them, you can't make them buff or anything like that, but they still are a muscle. They get tired. If you sing too much and you don't rest them enough, there's no way that it can perform at its full potential, because you're not giving it the proper break that it needs to be back at 100%. And this is how people damage their vocal cords. When people go on tour, they sing every single night and then they don't get enough rest. Rest is one of the most important things. Number 3, this is going to be the biggest thing, the most obvious thing I would say, is to take vocal lessons, whether this be in person, whether this be on a Zoom call, online, whether you go on YouTube and you search different tutorials to give you lessons, because you can find all different kinds of stuff on YouTube. I promise you, there's so many tutorials. While some people are born with the talent to sing and it just comes naturally to them, others, they have to learn how to do it. But even the people that are born with the talent, we still have to grow up to learn how to control and harness our own vocal cords, because yes, we might know how to sing like right off the bat with no training, but the fact is we can still unlock so much more potential in us if we actually took the proper classes, the proper lessons to unlock our own abilities. Your vocal coach, your teachers are going to be the ones who can see this in you and know what you're capable of, or tell you and show you what you're capable of. All these things are going to contribute to you bettering your vocal cords, whether you do it in a classroom, whether you do it with a teacher, private lessons, or in your own home by yourself watching YouTube videos. Once you do go to take your vocal lessons from your vocal coach or wherever it is, they're going to tell you at some point in the lesson to breathe. How to breathe properly. I would say the most important part of singing. And why? Because if we couldn't breathe, then number one, we wouldn't be alive. But number 2, we wouldn't be able to sing, because breath is how we push out the notes that we're singing. Whether it's an airy note or a full voice note, it still requires air, our lung capacity. And if you have poor breathing techniques, where you're not able to hold out notes, or you're taking stammered breaths every time you sing, why should I feel nobody's going to be able to tolerate your singing. You're not even going to be able to tolerate your own singing, not just listening to it, but you're going to faint because you're hyperventilating, trying to do all that. It's all about vocal control, and breathing is one of the most important parts of that. Learning to sing from your diaphragm, which is, I could just say your stomach. It's really your You're not singing from your stomach, because your stomach is where your food goes, but your diaphragm is placed below your rib cage. If I were to breathe in, my chest shouldn't be going. It shouldn't be. That's me going through my chest, but my diaphragm. You can't see it off camera, but my stomach is going in and out, because that's where my breathing is coming from. Learning to sing from your diaphragm, aka your abs, your stomach, whatever, makes all the difference in you having the power and the control to sing the way that you want to sing. Let me go to this video and show you.
This is a relatively high song. It's Beyonce. This is the original key, okay? Bravo, Charmaine. And when you go to hit these notes, it's very important to be making sure the sound is coming from the bottom up,
yes.
Okay? And that's another deal with the throatiness. Like, it's not coming from the bottom up, because this is the only thing that's moving and working, right?
She makes a very important point here, and I'll talk about this a little bit later, because anytime I see singers who don't have the necessary control to sing, they're always singing like putting their head up, and then they're singing through their throats, or like their heads. It's not working. They're not singing from the diaphragm. You should be able to stand perfectly straight like this and sing like this. We're just ordinary people. I'm singing from lower instead of we're just ordinary people. You notice like I can feel my voice. We're just ordinary. It's coming from my throat here. Ordinary people. And I do admit sometimes I do like singing from there for stylistic choices, but we don't know which way to go. It almost sounds like I'm singing like operatic, just a tiny bit, because it's more full.
So you want the breath to go down into your belly button, and you want your core to engage. So Charmaine, put your hands right here and remind your abs.
It's a good exercise to do.
By pressing against them to engage as you sing. Let's see if we can get any more volume and power out of what she already did. And so if you're still pitchy before you try this, see if, here we go.
Sorry, I know I was just singing all over. I was just practicing what she was saying. So basically, it's like you want to have your abs kind of engage while you're singing. And that's how you know that you're not like singing directly through your throat or your chest or anything like that. So, fa la 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 la. La 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 la. So much more power behind that, and so much more depth as well. Now I'm going to go a little bit earlier in this video because I want to talk about posture. Posture is, and how she was just literally talking about, is also something that you want to focus on when you're learning how to sing, or you are singing, you're performing, whatever it may be, because a bad posture can translate into a bad sound. So if I'm singing like this, I'm gonna sound really, nasally and in my neck and this stuff, versus even when I'm talking. So if I put my head up like this, you can hear it. It's like definitely a lot more versus if I go like this, it feels a little bit more natural to me, versus like, because what's happening is you're closing, it's like you're constricting the airflow here by putting your head up, right? So posture, stand up straight, obviously don't hunch your back, stand up straight in all cases. And let's hear
that first. Once you open your mouth to sing, it's very important that you're opening your mouth to sing.
Exactly. It's very important that you open your mouth to sing. So one reason why a lot of people, and this kind of ties in with one of the other things I'm going to talk about here, but like a lot of people end up flat because they're not really pronouncing and they're not opening their mouth to sing. You want to open your mouth when you sing. Don't be shy. Don't be, embarrassed because you have to it's animated. You know what I'm saying? So I can do John Legend. Same old story over and over again. So good posture definitely plays a role in you singing better.
Instead of just like you saw Charmaine, she was everywhere I'm looking now. It was all like necky, right? Mm-hmm. So the singer stance, right? Shoulders back, chest out, head erect instead of a mess.
Head erect. When she says this, is going on to my next thing, and she's talking about singing flat, attacking notes from the top. So I think one thing that a lot of people struggle with when they're learning how to sing is either singing sharp or flat. The majority of singers, the ones that are new to singing or just now learning how to sing, are singing flat. And usually the people who are sharp are the ones who know how to sing, but they're being overzealous. So being flat is all about kind of having lazy posture, singing lazily, presenting yourself lazily. So that's like, but being sharp is like you're trying too hard to hit the notes and you're getting kind of ahead of yourself. You're allowing the notes to, the reason why the notes are higher is because your vibrations and your vocal cords are going faster. So you're getting this excitement, and you're like, when you attack a note, and this is something that my vocal teacher told me in high school. When you're attacking notes from the top, you can't be flat. So let me get an example. Surrounded by your embrace, baby, I can see your halo. When I hit these notes, it's not like I'm trying to scoop underneath and like reach up to hit it, if that makes sense. So think imagery wise, are you trying to reach up to hit a note? Baby, I can see that's the note I'm trying to hit. Hello. If I'm trying to reach up and say, baby, I can see hello, so it's like flat. Versus if I come from the top, if I sing from the top, baby, I can see a halo. Think of these things and try to present your body in such a way that where you're getting a high note from the top. I promise you the difference will be there when you learn how to do that, when you practice that enough. Number 8, this kind of goes with what I was talking about before. So over pronouncing. This also helps you to communicate not only the lyrics very well, but the emotion of the song and just the way that you're able to hit these notes, because you're not coming with a lazy approach where it's like, it's like, baby, I can see your halo. Oh, you're my mama. You're already feeling precise in your pronunciation. So the way that you sing the notes are going to be affected by how you're pronouncing the words to hit the notes, if that makes sense. Everything kind of fits together, and I know it might sound stupid me talking about it right now, because you're like, oh, but that's just your mouth forming, like, you know, the vowels and all that stuff. It has nothing to do with your vocal cords. Trust me, everything works together. This is why one of the warm-ups that we used to always do is whether the weather is cold, whether the weather is hot, we'll be together whatever the weather, whether we like it or not. Hey, whether the weather is cold. Hey, whether the weather is hot. Hey, we'll be together whatever the weather, whether we like it or not. Hey, whether the weather is cold. Hey, whether the weather is hot, we'll be together. But I'm like, you know, it's one of those things that is sped up over time. But like, whether the weather is cold. Pronunciation is everything, and you want to overpronounce when you're singing. Number 9 I'm going to talk about is you want to be inspired by whatever it is you're singing. Something that is also very highly underrated when it comes to being a vocalist. I think a lot of people, and this is fine, you know, just having singing as a hobby. It's totally fine to sing as a hobby, but if you want to take it seriously, if you want to perform, if you want to affect people while they watch you sing and have that effect on people, like your favorite artists, you're going to need to convey emotion. You're going to need to be inspired by what you sing. Does a song that you're singing speak to you? And even if it's a song that's about something you haven't been through, like you sing a song about being cheated on, but you've never been cheated on in your life, there's a way to still be inspired by that and to feel that song and to convey the emotion. And that goes on to my last tip, which is you have to be an actor. We are performers. We are essentially actors who sing. Nobody's buying, read any truth to it. The fact is you're lying. I don't even know the lyrics, but I can relate to that song because it's something that happened to me. So even if it's on something that you can't relate to, you want to convey this emotion. And I'm going to go to this video here.
But if you want to evoke a certain emotion, okay, let's use love as an example. I'll do a couple of lines from one of my favorite songs by a pop artist. The straight emotion, the straight face, no emotion.
So she's gonna sing it straight with no emotion and show you how it sounds.
Love, look what you've done to me. Never thought I'd fall so easily. Okay, that's the straight face.
So you see,
you can't even fake that. If you sing that to someone like that, they're like, no, you don't love me because you ain't into this.
So it's all about the physical aspect. You have to have the facial expressions, the emotions, the physical movements when you're singing these songs. Everything matters.
So here it is, emoting and having emotion and really feeling it. I know that's the actress in me. I'm just going into character.
I feel it, yeah. I feel it.
Love, look what you've done to me. Never thought I'd fall again so easily.
Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, love.
You hear
so you see
the difference? Look at the difference. Look at the difference. So go back to the...
Never thought I'd fall so easily. So easily. Oh, love.
Look at the difference. So you see how much of a difference your physical appearance can make. It's not all about just vocal ability. It's not all about just being able to sing runs, sing high, all these different things. You want to focus on this aspect of it, the soul aspect of it, the feeling, the emotion. And know that we as singers, as vocalists, as musicians, even if you're playing a keyboard or something, because you can do a keyboard with no emotion. You can play a saxophone with no emotion. We are musicians first. We are actors second. We have to convey whatever it is that we're trying to sing, because if we don't, we're not going to touch this person who's listening to our music. It's going to be a catchy beat. It's going to be a fire beat, but next, let me skip to the next song, and then they're gonna skip to the song that they want to play all night. Oh, I'm feeling this, yeah, whatever, because that's what music is. That's what it should be. It should be the emotion that you evoke, even if it's about, I want to stunt on everybody because I just made $1 million. That's an emotion. You're feeling successful, you're feeling happy, you're joyful that you're rich. I just made $1 million, yeah, and I'm stunting on these lames, yeah. Nah, I just stunting on these lanes, I just made $1 million, That's it for today's video. I hope you guys learned something. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions or comments. I answer all of them. Leave a like if today's video was helpful for you. I am stumbling over my words like crazy. Good Lord. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Hit that bell notification and set it to all, not personalized, so you will be notified for every single video that I upload in the future, especially this month because I'm doing every day. And yeah, that's it. As always, I love you guys and stay legendary.